Stick around, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to invite anybody who wants to come and view the body before the service starts, you can do so now.
Amazing.
Like that was a few one time now. Am I? Yeah. Like about 3 months one time. So them two probably not real.
That's not very
You'll probably come this way and go. Come on inside and let them pass that.
前面一个我这儿。 Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya.
Sit down, sit down. So we tag everybody we could lose. Loose cotton. Not you big, cotton. Cotton balls, huh? Cotton balls. Have some tea upstairs, bring it back. Tea. I'll make it the same. Make it all. All right. Sing it. You have a ceremony to do. Everybody sing. You need much, you know, just come on here. standing, order start back standing.
प्रेम से बोलो श्री हरि अमर भगवान की जय। The devotees that we are gathered here, paying our final tribute to the departed. Death, the inevitable, which none of us shall escape, whoever we are. And even yesterday morning I said at a funeral service, the time that we spend upon this earth is extremely important. However long, as according to her Mahabharata, it says, Bal yuva vriddha kin hoi antakala marat sab koi. As a child, in the state of a child, you experience that. In youth, they experience that. Some of us go to maturity, perfect, or perfection, and then attain that. Some of us go, according to our brother, to old age. We are not young, eh? All of us are old. How old are you? 77? 70 years, 78 years of age. Old. He experienced that. That is a transmigration of the soul. What we call death, we say it wasn't death, okay, in common parlance. But what is death? It means transmigration of the soul, according to Gita. From this body, in accordance with karma, what you have done in the past, that will determine what happens next. In the exercise book, or the copy book, at the back of the book, you are going to see a table on time. 60 minutes, 60 seconds make, 60 minutes make, 24 hours make, 7 days make, 4 weeks make, 12 months make. Without the second, you can have the minute. Without the minute, you can have the hour. Without the hour, you can have the day. Without the day, you can have the week. And without the week, you can have the month. Without the month, you can have the year. Every split second is important in our lives. Whoever you are, whatever faith you belong to. Because death is no respect of any one of us. It does not respect any one of us. But when we would have worked out the results of our past karma, then that day I also will have to suffer the fate of death. And who is I and you? Who is others? He says, Yogi Peer Paigambar Bhare, Sadhak Siddh Sujan Re, Jeet Sake Nahi Kal Bali Ko, Chhod Gaye Sab Pran Re. Prophets have come to this world and suffered the fate of death. Great specialists have come to this world, medical science, whatever the science, and they suffered the fate of death. Then who is I and you? We are commoners according to the same. We are just an ordinary being. And we should pursue life as the last moments of our life. As we are living the last moment. If you know you're going to die in the next moment, what are you going to do? You're going to do everything possible to attain God's realization. And I can stand up here for the rest of the day, imparting this wisdom to you. And I now invite all of you, please stand. As we join in opening prayer. Whichever you can pray, I invite you all to join. Om Athasi Pushpa Sankasham पीतवासमन्वितं धर्मराज नमस्त्वं वै प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भव अतासि पुष्पसङ्काशम् अनादिनिधनो देवा शङ्खचक्रधाधर अक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भव पिता स्वर्गापता धर्म पिता हि परमं तप पितरि प्रीतिमापन्ने प्रियन्ते सर्वदेवता प्रियन्ते सर्वदेवता प्रियन्ते सर्वदेवता ओम तत्सत् ओम तत्सत् ओम तत्सत् बोलो श्री हरिमा भगवान की remain standing at last you are going to say take you oh you are just touching shoulder just taking water around 3 times ओम पवित्रो सर्वस्तांगतो विव यस्मरेत पुंडरीकाक्ष सभया अंतरम शुचि सभया अंतरम शुचि ओम मध्यामुख गोत्र इति चंदन्ते मयि दीयते समसेन इति गंधते she could sit down there is okay bless you sit there Onik pass a mala please sit and put it around here go sit that's it Om Madhyamukha Gotra iti right light it there for me in the arti ओम यम द्वारे महाघोर्यं धीं तमसावृते तत्रवलोकनाथाय दीपोवर्यमो प्रतिष्ठिताम् दीपोवर्यमो प्रतिष्ठिताम् दीपोवर्यमो प्रतिष्ठिताम् ओम यम द्वारे महाघोर्यं धीं तमसावृते तत्रवलोकनाथाय दीपोवर्यमो प्रतिष्ठिताम् ओम यम द्वारे महाघोर्यं धीं तमसावृते तत्रवलोकनाथाय दीपोवर्यमो प्रतिष्ठिताम् यम द्वारे महाघोर्यं धीं तमसावृते तत्रवलोकनाथाय दीपोवर्यमो प्रतिष्ठिताम् ओम यम द्वारे महाघोर्यं धीं तमसावृते तत्रवलोकनाथाय दीपोवर्यमो प्रतिष्ठिताम् बोलो श्री हरि यमा भगवान की Standing right there, do the arti over the coffin. Om Yam Dware Mahaghori. आसमालो इति पुष्पमाला ते मयि दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठितम्. Now it's some right there to the outdoor. यम द्वारे महाघोरी अंधीन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाया दीपवरेमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपवरेमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. बोलो श्री हरियप्पा भगवान की. गंधते मयि दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठितम्. माला इति पुष्पमाला ते मयि दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठितम्. ओम यम द्वारे महाघोरी अंधीन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाया दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. राम नाम सत्य है, यही सबका गत है. बोलो श्री अर्यमा भगवान की. चंदनते इति गंधते मयि दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठितम्. इति पुष्पमाला ते मयि दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठितम्. यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाय दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. बोलो श्री अर्यमा भगवान. You all may have your seats now. Thank you. ओम यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाय दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. राम नाम सत्य है, यही सबका गत है. बोलो श्री अर्यमा भगवान की. ओम यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाय दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. राम नाम सत्य है, यही सबका गत है. बोलो श्री अर्यमा भगवान की. यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाय दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. राम नाम सत्य है, यही सबका गत है. यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाय दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाय दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसावृते तत्र वलोकनाथाय दीपो अर्यमो प्रतिष्ठितम्. Those who wish to please flow and do arati may do so now, please. Om yam dware mahadhori andhentam savrite tatravalokanathaya deepo varyamo pratishtitham. You know, at times we think we are going to cheat death. None of us can cheat death. In Sampurna Ramayana, there is a beautiful example. There was this Shilpa. Shilpa means a sculptor. He took up images beautifully from rocks. So artistic he was that, you know, people used to look at his work and bring some measure of satisfaction. They were very happy when they saw his work. So one day a saint passed by and saw this individual, saw the work that he did. Did you create these images with your own hands? Yes. They are very beautiful. Ati Sundar Hai, something the Ramayana describes. It's very beautiful. But next month on this very date, you are going to die. He gave you 1 month's time. And then after, he walked away. The fellow became extremely worried. I'm going to die in a month's time. I don't want to die. After 2 weeks, another gentleman passed by and saw the work, you know, giving him praise and what have you. But he saw this sadness on his face. He asked, why are you so sad? Isn't business improving? Yes, business is fine. But a saint passed by and told me next month and so date I'm going to die. I don't want to die. So the fellow said to him, don't worry. If you made these images with your own hands, I want you to make 9 images equal to your size, shape and color. So that at the appointed time, 5 minutes before, you stand amidst the murtis, so that when Yamraj, the Lord of Death, will come, he would know whom he came for and he would just leave and go. He became happy. I'm going to cheat death. So he made 9 images equal to his size, shape and color. 5 minutes before the appointed time, what the saint said. He stood amidst these murtis, remaining motionless, not even breathing. Yamaraj came. When he saw 9 person equal to 1 person, he don't know whom he came for. Why did Brahma, the creator, make this error? Brahma came and he was accused of making a mistake. I didn't make 9 persons, I make 1. I don't know who made the other 9. Lord Vishnu came on the scene and he looked around in silence. I'm going to find out. He made a ghoshana. Ghoshana means an announcement. If I could only find the person who made these 9 images equal to his size, shape and color, he will be the next creator of this universe. I'll appoint him as the next creator. When he made the announcement, the fellow raised his hand there, Lord is me. What happened? When he made the announcement, I did it. The Lord Yamraj says, come, let's go. It's time for you to take exit from this world. So none of us will be able to escape death, whoever we are. But we have to prepare ourselves. Like 2 days ago, I was looking at a young boy singing a film song. Zindagi kaise hai palheli chhai. And I listened carefully. Kabhi to hasaye, kabhi to rulaye. Paheli means a puzzle. Oh, how strange. Life is like a puzzle. That's what the meaning of the song says. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. How strange. God has created this world God has created all of us. Why sometimes we happy? Why sometimes we sad? I am the maker of my destiny. Likewise, you all are the makers of your destiny. You have to prepare yourself. I can't prepare you for you. I have to prepare myself for when the moment of death strikes. How am I going to do this? Do that which is called the Atman, the soul, to be freed of all death, attaining perfection, God's realization. The brother that lies before us, I knew him for a very long time, you know. He used to work at Ryson Road. I was working on the port, just opposite that, where he was working. And this is where we met each other. And as of then, we became close friends. He started attending the Ramayana Satsang in my group. That's how long I knew him. But as I said, a very humble person. You know, always trying to assist in whatever way he can. This is the person that lies before us. But then, how much of us will be able to translate hate into love? We hate this one, we hate that one, we hate the other. We have to stop hating. Rag or dvesh, likes and dislikes. You have to become neutral between these two. And then we'll be able to translate hate into love. So he tells us, we came alone and we shall all take exit or die alone. There's only one time I did 3 funerals at one time. From Sukantri. The son, the mother and the father. That's when the truck can capsize over. They come on the highway and kill the 3 of them. You could imagine the curiosity of people who went to that funeral. When I reached there, I could even pass through the crowd to go to conduct the service. That actually begged them. So I asked someone, I said, well, why you come to this funeral? Now I just want to see. Out of curiosity they came. That's the only time I conducted 3 funerals at the same time. But as the saying goes, we came alone and we'll all die and we'll die. The Bhajan describes, and we after that. आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला. We came alone and we shall all take exit alone when the moment befalls us. Let's join the bhajan that's on the pamphlet. You need a back? आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला 2 दिन का जिंदगी है 2 दिन का मेला आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला 2 दिन का जिंदगी है 2 दिन का मेला जिनके लिए है तूने महल सजाए जिनके लिए है तूने महल सजाए मतलब का यार सारे सभी है पराए इनके लिए है जितना तूने दुख झेला 2 दिन का जिंदगी है 2 दिन का मेला आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला दो दिन का जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। काहे तू आया जग में, क्या तुझको करना? काहे तू आया जग में, क्या तुझको करना? नेकी करम कर ले, दुनिया से डरना। आपकी अगन में खुद को काहे को धकेला? दो दिन का जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। हरि की शरण तू हो जा, ध्यान लगा ले। हरि की शरण तू हो जा, ध्यान लगा ले। जीवन भी लेना फिर ये जीवन को पाले। खेल जगत का सारा उसी का है खेला। दो दिन का जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला। दो दिन का जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। ये जिंदगी है प्यारी, एक झूठ सपना। ये जिंदगी है प्यारे, एक झूठ सपना। गैरों की दुनिया में नहीं कोई अपना। ये जिंदगी है प्यारे, एक झूठ सपना। गैरों की दुनिया में नहीं कोई अपना। सबके रहते हैं हुए, मैं हूँ अकेला। दो दिन का जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला। दो दिन का जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। The bhajan is quite beautiful. The rag or the tune of it is even more beautiful. And what is most beautiful about this bhajan is the meaning of it. What does it mean to us? Aaye bhi akela. We came alone, and we shall all take exit alone. Life is meant for a couple days in the spiritual aspect. You know, one Satyug, one Treta, one Dwapar, those are ages which constitutes of millions of years. Is like one day in the sight of God. Hence I say, life is meant for 2 days. Very short. He says, we came into this world, jinke liye hai tune mahal sajaya. We build a beautiful palace. A home. Your home is the palace. Expecting to live in this until we die. You have undergone so much of difficulties, saving the cents and pennies to construct this home. But the moment the house is constructed, completed, it is furnished, then what happens? For you to go and live in that home, you die. We may question now, what purpose did it serve me to build the house? Okay. But we need 3 things to live in this world. 3 things. What are the 3 things? Roti, kapra or makan. Food, clothing and shelter. So these 3 things are important in our lives. Kahe tu aaya jag mein? Why did you come to this world? What should you do? क्या तुझको करना? नेकी करम कर ले, दुनिया से डरना. Do good and fear no one in this world. Do good and fear no one in this world. पाप की अगन में खुद को काहे को धकेला. But we engage ourselves in sinful actions and still expect to be happy in this world. That's impossible. हरि की शरण तो हो जा, ध्यान लगा ले. Surrender yourself to God. Surrender thyself to God. This is the meaning of the Buddha. Meditate upon Him. For we are sure about this life. We are sitting here, we are standing here, doing whatever. We are sure about the next moment. He says, we shall all take exit from this world and the world will remain right here. Nothing goes with us when we die. And our near and dear ones, they will stand here, they will grieve, they will cry. The body will leave the home and be taken to the shamshan, the cemetery or the crematorium ground, where it will be disposed of. That's the end of the physical body. But the Atman, the soul, lives on permanently. The soul did not die. According to science, the soul never dies. It never becomes old. It never suffers disease. But to all of us, this is all we can do. As the saying goes, I don't like to say these words, R.I.P. You know what that means? Rest in peace. That's all we can say. Ye zindagi hai pyare ka jhoot sapna. Life is like a false dream. Should I explain that? You're having a beautiful dream. You won, how much is the lotto now? 420 million, I think, right? Somewhere so I can advertise. Driving a night already. Okay? You are dreaming, you won this lotto. In the state of dream, you're so happy, you jump in, you want to go through the canvas there and touch the roof of the house. You're so happy. But when the eyes are open, when you're awake, where did the money go? Just a false dream. No one will go with us. Nahi koi apna. Is there anyone here willing to go and sit upon the fire and burn themselves to that? No, I'm not doing that, you're not doing that. He alone, the body alone shall perish in the fire. But as I said, now she is thinking, I am alone. No one going with me. Like a fellow had 4 friends. 3 friends. When he died, the soul took the form of a zombie or zombie, whatever you want to call it. And he went to the first friend. Are you going with me? No. You that zombie, you get out of my house. I don't want you here anymore. I don't want to see you. Go. That's a selfish friend. We only become in friendship to satisfy our selfish motives. That's a selfish friend. The second friend he went to, I will go with you to the crematorium ground. I would leave you there and return back home. That's the second friend. He went to the third friend. Are you willing to go with me? If you go to the devil house, I go in there too. Who is the third friend? Can you answer it? The good and bad things you do. That alone goes with you, nothing else. Let us develop a friendship with God. He never stopped leaving us. He will not be leaving us. He will always be with us. Even around this coffin, the air, the oxygen is blowing. That's the presence of God. Don't let the air blow and see it to live. Now, this goes to science. Ida Pingala, the nostril. takes in cool air, the left side. Pingala, the right side, inhale hot air. It goes to the Shushma Nadi, that's the main vein on the spinal cord, and that air is taken to the heart. That's life. So let the wind stop blowing and see what happens with all of us. We'll just flutter and die. So God is important in all our lives, whether we accept it or not. We need to prepare ourselves for this moment, that. As I've said to you, I can't help you do it. We just show you the way. But if the horse is not thirsty, we'll take it to the water, but can I make the horse drink? According to philosophy, Tatvartha Ramayana, he says, there's a beautiful example there. Sugar is sweet. And if you never tasted sugar, and I tell you sugar is sweet, how are you going to know it's sweet? How would you know it's sweet? Just take a lump, put it in your tongue. Then you'll know how sweet it is. So we have to taste the nectar of God to know how great God is. God is not absent for a moment in our lives. He's always there. But we should come to the realization, Aham Brahma Asmin. All of us says God. All of us. You can say, no, I the Brahmin, you the Kshatriya, you the Vaishya, and Shudra. Where did that come from? I was listening to a Swami 108 years old. And he was giving a lecture. Somebody posed the question. Gita said there's a caste system. He says, he asked the question, who wrote that book? It's a man. Who wrote the book? So I put what I think is right. He said, let me point it out to you. There's nothing like Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Here represents the Brahmin, the consciousness. Here carries the brain. That's Brahmin. Kshatriya, the chest, Vaishya, the merchant, the abdomen, and the lower part of the body is the Shudra. From where every one of us is born? From where, what part of the body all of us is born? The lower part, so all of us are Shudra. You are not Brahmin, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. His name doesn't tell you are Brahmin. We have to become Aham Brahma Asmin, conscious of God. We have to become conscious of God and realize Him, and then we can say, my Brahma Ru, I am God. Until that day, when we don't realize we are God, walking upon this earth, the world will be in its turmoil as it is presently. Many times people will come and question, Baba, I want to be happy. I want to be happy like you. You don't seem to be worried. Why should I be worried? Baba, tell me now what you does do. I say, come and spend a week by me, and you will see what others do. And just follow suit, and you'll be happy. So simple. We have to act upon the knowledge I've learned from a child. If man knows not what he knows, if he don't practice what he or she knows, my father was a very strict person. You can't tell lies. say whether you tell a white lie, a red lie, or black lie, is still untrue. Always speak the truth. As the Veda says, Satyam bruyat priyam bruyat, na bruyat satyam priyam. Always speak the truth and speak it pleasantly. Don't try to tell a pleasant lie. You'll get catch up. So be truthful at all times. Other brothers here, and he can tell you that about my father. Very strict. Don't make a mistake because you get in belt. So we need to follow the rules of life strictly to uplift ourselves. He says, Parne kathin, samjhe kathin, sadhan kathin vivek. That's from the Ramayana. We can't read it, it's too difficult to read. So if you can't read it, to understand it becomes even more difficult. And if you can't understand it, to put it into practice becomes most difficult. That's from the Uttarkand of Ramayana. The answers to our daily questions is in the Ramayana. But you have to understand it. And the moment we come to understand it, he says, when we came, as the song from India says, Bhajan, Jayenge jab yahan se koi saath na lega. He says, when you're leaving this world, what you carry with you? You came empty-handed and you will leave empty. Tere livasa hoga. All he is carrying is the coffin covered beautiful and the clothing that he is wearing. Livas means clothing. That's all he is carrying, nothing else. So we need to do what we have to do now. Not tomorrow, I'm not sure about tomorrow. That's what Chintamani describes. Aaj kahe mai kaal bhaju, kaal kahe fir kaal. Aaj kaal se karat hi ausad jasi chal. What you have to do tomorrow, do it now. What you have to do today, do it this moment. I'm not sure about the next moment. So let me do what I have to do now, this moment. I'm sure about this moment. And so we ask the presence, the Lord Divine, to shower His blessings upon the soul of the departed, wherever that soul may be. Soul is avinashi, means indestructible. Fire cannot burn the soul, water cannot drown the soul, nor could the wind blow away the soul. It is permanent. Ye have died, devoid of life, but the soul remains permanent. This is why Krishna says in the Gita, Sarva dharmam parityajya mamikam sharanam braj. Surrender yourself unto me, forsake other duties, surrender yourself to me, and I shall satisfy the needs of yours. Not the one said by the world. If God give you the world, what will happen? You will have nothing to get. So, he says, I'm going to satisfy the needs. As I said at the commencement, what you need to be happy? Food, shelter, and clothing. So this is my advice to all of you. Brother, Bhim is no longer with us. The body is there. But he is not hearing what I am saying. The body is not hearing what I am saying. The soul is evident, it's somewhere around, listening. So we send off this physical body in great joy and happiness, giving thanks to God. One voice will say, Bolo Shri Adiyama Bhagwan Ki.
Sitaram, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, good morning to each and every one of you who came to celebrate the life here today. I just have a little bit to share. Today we celebrate the life of a divine flower, Bhim Rampersad, that was so delicately plucked from this earthly plane. He made 3 scores in 1 decade and 8 runs before leaving the pitch to abide in the heavenly abode. Who was Bhim Rampersad? Indeed, a divine soul who we call daddy, husband, nana, grandfather, friend, brother, son-in-law, brother-in-law, cousin-in-law, cousin, nephew, farmer, postman, social worker, yoga instructor. So many hats worn by this great soul on planet Earth. Bhim, Lord or Postman, as many of you fondly called him, was born to humble parents, Rampersad Daddy Bal and Samde, 78 years ago in Noharu, Tehran. He's the middle of 9 children to his parents, 5 boys and 4 girls, 6 of whom are deceased. May their soul rest in eternal peace. The eldest, Auntie Sylvan, is 78, and the youngest, Uncle Ramjas, 72, are alive today. Their father passed away when he was 6 years old, and his mother had to raise all 9 children. She later remarried, and 3 sisters were added to their family to bring the number to 12. Yes, in those days it was cheaper to buy things by the dozen, as folks of Parvati would fondly joke about. As a young boy, he attended Pool CM School, where he said all the things or values he learned there are what he practiced throughout his life. We fondly recalled him telling stories to his grandchildren how they walked to school barefooted, with food wrapped in brown paper, either in your pocket or a book bag that was made from a 100-pound flour bag. And when you arrived at school, it was placed under the desk. The only person he recalled who had a shoe in those days was Pandit Rampersad Maharaj from Pool. In 1958, he left Pool CM School in Tehran to live in Manahambre with his Pua and Pupa right here, where he resided until his sunset. He attended a private school, Kempsey College at San Fernando, as there were no free secondary education in Trinidad and Tobago at the time. Only on his 75th birthday celebration 3 years ago, I heard him tell everyone he had received a scholarship to attend that school. So humble was he. For 14 years in Tehran, he was exposed to gardening, planting, cocoa, coffee, and rice. In 1963, after college, he returned to Tehran to do odd jobs, operating coffee mills, working at 5 days. He said he used to get paid $26.25. We don't know about 5 days now. I think they have 10 days, right? In 1968, he was successful at the post office exam, and his profession as a postman began on the 28th of October for 32 years until he was offered visa in June 1999. There he worked delivering mail in San Fernando on his bicycle. Later he was promoted to working inside the office sorting mail, and then to Piaco's office dispatching mail to foreign countries. In October 1972, he met his beautiful wife Sandra, whom he never forgot was wearing a lovely yellow dress at the Ramlila celebration in Cedar Hill on that day. They were later engaged in December and married on the 29th of April 1973. This year they would have celebrated their 50th anniversary. The past 49 years have brought them many wonderful memories, ups and downs, mainly ups. 4 beautiful children, all married and successful in their own right. 7 loving grandchildren, daughters-in-law, and sons-in-law. To supplement his $200 a month income from the post office, and to maintain a house with 4 children whose transport fees was $100 per week, he bought a piece of cane land. This, he said, was his first stepping stone. In Princestown, he became a sugarcane and small crop farmer, totally new from his childhood. Together with his hardworking and supportive wife and children, he also planted 3 acres of peas and other small crops to supplement our education. He also bought a cow we fondly called Michelle. You'll see a picture of her in the program, where we got milk to drink daily, and also sold dahi, ghee, and manure. He later had more cows, goats, ducks, chickens on our small farm. The small crops were retailed by our family at the roadside stall, which he only stopped during the COVID-19 pandemic. Sometimes as a child, I know we felt a little ashamed to go by the road to sell, but this is what provided for us and our education. He said they couldn't afford to send us to university, not like now where we have GATE and other things. However, he was able to sacrifice for his younger son, Michael, who is now an electrical engineer. Daddy worked the cane land solely in his off time from the post office. The only time he would hire someone was when the cane field was burnt by a wildfire. A few days before he was admitted to the hospital, he was still actively involved in gardening. I think it's what's also kept him youthful and healthy. A day couldn't go by without him going in the garden, even if it was to take a walk. With the closure of the sugarcane industry in 2005, he diversified and planted the land with every fruit tree you could imagine, from Governor Plum, varieties of mango, pomerac, limes, zapoka, shatta, and coconut, fields of pawpaw, padu, cashew, breadfruit, pomsite, ground provision, moringa, and the list goes on and on. These we now have to reap and remind us of his foresight and love for planting and the land. And he never hesitated to share anything he planted with anyone. Friends, neighbors, family, even strangers. Apart from working for his family, he also found time to serve in the community. He was an active member on different boards, where he served as a secretary from the Post Office Union, the Princestown Silver Life Center for approximately 10 years, the UNC Manahambre Party Group, the Manahambre Improvement Committee for over 25 years, where he was instrumental in the yearly Diwali programs, celebrations, and Christmas treats for children in the village. He was also a trustee on the board of the Princestown Farmers Association. When Pandit Krishna, his friend and our Robert Pandit today, started his Ramen group, Daddy went with him all over the country, and he shared that. He knew him for a very long time. He has also been an active member of the Yoga Meditation Society of Trinidad and Tobago for over 35 years. I remember each year on Good Friday, we would accompany him to hikes with this group. Yoga and meditation was a part of his daily life practice, something I always admired and aspired from him. He was also an active member of the Post Office Retirees Group. Every Monday had meetings and visited places in Trinidad. Never a dull moment for him as a retiree, and I see some of them standing stalwarts here today. Although he didn't own a car, that never hindered him from visiting any place in Trinidad and Tobago. His grandchildren loves him dearly. They love to spend time with him, going in the garden, feeding the animals, going for a bus ride in the coach, etc. But I'll let Kaya and Ariel give you all a little more about this. I recall Daddy always working diligently to provide for his family, never idle. Always doing something constructive. Always sharing wisdom, positive and uplifting thoughts, messages with others, or investing in books and reading in his spare time. I must say I'm truly proud to be called his daughter for the past 48 years. I have seen where his selfless love and service has trickled down to all of us, his children. On his 75th birthday, Daddy wanted to celebrate with prayers and satsang, where he invited all his friends and family. And I know many of you here today were present at that celebration. Today I'm happy we were able to have had that and not wait until his funeral day for everyone to meet. It was such a memorable day for all of us. He always said after 75, the years you live are considered a bonus. Daddy, you got 3.5 years bonus, for which we are eternally grateful. Your last grandchild, Arav, I think benefited the most from these. As I recall the past month, when Daddy was admitted to the San Fernando General Hospital on Christmas Eve, after an entire day at the hospital and double sources of oxygen at the SARI unit at the San Fernando General Hospital, I was fortunate enough to see and speak with him for 40 minutes before he was moved to ICU. He was so pleasant. Even though his oxygen levels were dropping and he was connected to all these machines. He asked me the time. I told him it was 10 to 6. He said, wow, I didn't realize it was so late because I'm inside here. And that he and the doctor agreed that he was in the best place. Little did I know, that would have been the last time I would hear his sweet voice. He was later transferred to the COVID ICU where visitors were prohibited. We had to anxiously wait for an update call daily from the doctors. This was nerve-wracking for everyone, especially when they didn't call by 2 p.m. However, the doctors reassured that not receiving multiple phone calls was actually a positive. A week later, he tested negative and was transferred to the normal ICU where we could visit him twice daily. Even though he was on a ventilator and couldn't speak, we could see the excitement in his eyes and body when he saw us. Every day was a renewed hope as he was fighting to survive, even though his lungs were pretty scarred from the pneumonia he had developed. Mommy would visit during lunchtime with one of my siblings or other close family members, and I got the honor and privilege to visit him every evening. I think mainly because I was in South. I looked forward to chanting mantras, practicing Reiki and other healing modalities, massaging him, giving a good oil down each day, as he wasn't able to move. This significantly aided his circulation, and I saw tremendous relief and changes in his body after the difficult fight in the first week. I would leave each day feeling grateful that he was much more at ease, and Mommy said he apparently looked forward to my visits, sometimes after a tough day. Many said he would come through as his yoga and pranayama practice greatly assisted him. However, the infection in ICU made it difficult for him as the strongest antibiotics weren't working. I firmly believe that Daddy, a great yogi, agreed to undergo this month to help many souls like myself to come closer to God. His going on Christmas Eve enabled us to truly embrace the Christ consciousness and the true meaning of the Christmas season. The outpouring of prayers, love and support from so many whom he knew and didn't was just amazing. Many said they were so grateful for the opportunity to pray and send healing. This was a true reflection of his karma, as the selfless service Daddy performed for so many years was being returned to him at this time. On Thursday, 19th of January 2023, I left the hospital telling him, "You're doing great, Daddy. We love you." You were being transferred to a ward shortly and out of ICU. He was so at peace. A few hours later, after we completed the daily Haven for him, I received a call from a nurse on the ward that he didn't make it. 3 hours later, we visited. His body was warm and he looked so peaceful. We must say thank you to each caretaker, nurse, doctor who looked after Daddy for the entire month. He was blessed with simply the best. I've heard stories of the public health sector, but I had to give him 200% for everything he received. It was top-notch. I know this is all part of his karma and the life he lived. Even Friday, to get all the arrangements ready, you would hear others say it was such a hassle. Michael and I can attest that everything was just perfect and smooth sailing for us. Every possible obstacle was removed and angels sent to assist. Even everything we needed for the last 2 nights just evolved. While putting together Daddy's eulogy, I realized how much he has been my role model. His lifestyle, calm nature, selflessness, love for family, wisdom, service, spirituality, meditation, pranayama and yoga, health and fitness, and so many more amazing qualities have impacted on my life and helped me to be a better human being. I've never seen a baby or a child who would not gravitate towards him. Daddy, I know Mommy would miss you immensely. Since you both have been here alone for the past 8 years, she depended on you for so many things in the last few years. Don't worry. We all will be here for her. As Michael said, you know, one famous quote he'd always say, nobody can get you vexed. You are the only person who can get yourself vexed. So remember that. He was always pleasant, and I can't remember really seeing Daddy vex. I'd like to leave you with a befitting message a dear friend sent to me yesterday. You can shed tears because they are gone, or you can smile because they lived. You can close your eyes and pray they will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that they have left for you. Your heart can be empty because you can't see them, or you can be full of the love you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember only that they are gone, or you can cherish their memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind and feel empty, or you can do what they would want. So just smile, open your heart, love, and go on. I know many of you have countless memories that you have had with him, and he has touched your lives on many different levels. As my cousin-in-law Juan rightly said, he had an abundance of the finest human qualities. And as they say, you shouldn't wait until someone dies to share about their life. After his granddaughters speak, we'll have the floor open. There are a few persons who I know want to share a few minutes briefly about Daddy. So we have Kaya and Ariel. Share a little bit about Nana.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kyle, his second eldest granddaughter. Today we are gathered here to celebrate an amazing man who has lived his life to the fullest, who has dedicated his time to his family, his community, and God. He was an incredible human being, inside out, who left his mark on every person that he met. A devoted husband, a caring brother, a wonderful man, a loving grandfather, a friend, and a leader to many. What a truly extraordinary life my Nana had. Today I wish to share some words about the man who has played such an integral role in my life. To say that I am lucky to be one of his grandchildren is an understatement. It is a blessing that I am eternally grateful for. It is a bit of a challenge to speak today because how can I possibly put into words the many ways in which Nana has positively impacted not only my life but all of his grandchildren and every individual gathered here. Nana was the embodiment of peace and patience. I can probably count the number of times I've seen Nana get upset on one hand. He just always had this very cool and calm demeanor that I really admired because my temper was not the same. The many years of yoga and breathing practice can probably attest for this. I remember from a very early age, anytime I would spend the night, Nana would wake me up before the sun rose. He always said, "Don't let the sun catch you on that bed." Maybe I'll discover that discipline of waking up early before the sun sometime later in life. But I do remember him carrying us to his room, spreading his yoga mat, and doing his practice first thing every morning. He instantly became the coolest person because I didn't think anyone could do a headstand or be that flexible, much less my grandfather. He was the person who introduced me to yoga and that spiritually conscious side, which I am forever grateful for since it has helped me so much. Above everything, Nana valued his spiritual side and his relationship with God. From an early age, Ari and I were coerced or forced into going to Surya prayers with him every year. We were always the youngest people at these prayers, and it was a very long procedure. We would always complain about how tired we were halfway through, and then Nana would tell us, it's only 15 minutes more, don't worry, every 15 minutes. Then he would pack a chubby, and he would pack snacks, and he would help us sneak and hide and eat them during the prayers. I always wondered why he would insist on taking us every year when we just complained and tried not to fall asleep. But he knew that it would teach us so much, and it would be a very big bonding experience for the three of us. Nana could hold a conversation. Just because he had a calm persona did not mean that he was not a talker. We would always have very lengthy conversations about spirituality, farming, politics, literally any and everything. And he would be so eager to share with me any snippets from all the books that he had been reading. I think for the last 6 months, he was telling me he has this book that he has to give me, but he has to highlight some points and then he'll give it to me. Maybe I'll find it now and get the time to read it. Nana was truly a treasure chest of knowledge, and he never gate-kept any of the ideologies or lessons that he found worthwhile. I cannot even begin to list the many things that I have learned from him. From which soil is best from certain plants to the different stages of life, he always had some wisdom to impart, and it was this and his quality of effortless conversation that helped him to make so many friends and touch so many lives. He was a true leader in various communities, farming, temple, yoga society. He always kept himself busy and always opened his mind to learning new things. He made sure that all his grandchildren got the proper countryside and farming experience. And while we may not have had to wake up early to milk the cow like our parents did, thank God, he taught us everything about the garden. Even though at first I really didn't like going down in the bush, Nana always found a way to get us there and to make it fun and exciting. Tristan, Rudra, and Miguel, even Arav, had a tall boots that they would wear to go with him. And everyone would either leave their boots here or make sure to pack it first when they knew they were coming. Climbing trees, picking fruits and eating it right there, planting and playing in the garden with Nana is definitely a highlight in all of our lives. Furthermore, getting that true countryside experience, going to Nohan Road and learning about the way in which Nana grew up, the things he had to use back in those days, and just the lifestyle that he lived was such a momentous experience. Taking us to the river and through the garden there, and sharing small pockets of his history is something that none of us will ever forget. He truly lived a full life. I don't know if many of you know this, but Nana was a photographer prodigy. He loved a good picture, and he would take pictures of any and everything. Ari and I started to call him Snap. Anywhere that he was going, so was the camera. He may have even taken it with him to the grocery. I guess now you know where all of us got that picture-taking gene from, especially Auntie Susie. Nana may not have smiled in many pictures, and we always had to beg him to change that serious model look he had going on. But in every candid, he wore a radiant smile. Each of his grandchildren got our own special moments with him and shared many of those genuine smiles with him. From doctor visits to grocery runs, over the past 2 years, I got the opportunity to spend a lot more time with Nana during my year off. And being able to drive, I got the chance to take him out, which felt like such an adult transition, as he told me himself. I can't believe that I lived to see my big grandchild driving me out, yes? Though he always said he didn't regret not having his license, because as Auntie Susie rightfully said, he would find himself any and everywhere. He always told me how proud he was to being able to drive, and that was such a big achievement for a young woman. For Tris, my brother, it was spending time in the hammock and going down the hill with Nana. He jumped at any chance to sleep with Nana or go on walks with him. He'd be the first one to yell, "I call dibs on sleeping with Nana," leaving the AC and soft beds to sleep on blow-up mattresses just so that he could hug him. That was his riding pal for real. For Miguel, he basically grew up here for the first few years of his life and got to spend all those special moments with Nana playing and growing. So too with Rudra, sleepovers and trips in the gardens galore. He was Christabel's Nana boy, and they grew closer each time she came over. Nana would say that he was going in the garden, then he would disappear for hours, only to be found playing with Arav or sleeping with Arav. And they grew extremely close over the past few years. We were all so extremely blessed and lucky to have been put into a family with him. The last time that I got to see Nana was when he had COVID, but he was at home. I came to drop some medicine off for him, and he was in the hammock downstairs. And we had a short conversation, but Nana came from the generation that didn't really express their feelings. So anytime I said, "I love you," he would nod, and he would, yeah. But something about that day, it was 2 days before he went to the hospital, when I said, "Bye Nana, I love you," he said back, "I love you too," loudly. And I think that was the last time I heard Nana spoke, so it was very special to me. Nana was an exemplary human being with a genuine heart of gold. He was the epitome of kindness, compassion, humility, patience, and peace. He always talked about how your life is measured in your number of breaths, and the mind, body, soul, and prana. Sadly, his number of breaths has run out, but we mustn't be too wary, because he lived a good, long, fulfilling life in which he touched the hearts, altered the minds, and left his own unique, undeniable edge on the world. Today we celebrate the man that was Bhim Rampersad. This is not goodbye. As we all know, Nana had very strong faith, and I know that he is at peace now. So it is our turn to go on and live life to the fullest and keep his legacy alive as he would have wanted. Nana, thank you so much for being such an incredible role model and for loving all of us unconditionally. May you rest in eternal peace.
Good day, everyone. I'm Ariel, his eldest grandchild. Dads are someone you look up to, someone to follow, someone to be proud of, and someone to learn from, as well as many other precious things. And that's what you were. Even though I was like your granddaughter, you stepped in when my dad left. You taught me life's values and morals, which shaped me into the person I am today. And for that, I am forever grateful. I have very fond memories with you. So hiking adventures, going to the garden to pick peas, traveling across Trinidad and Tobago, to name a few. Sometimes he used to scold me when I watched too much television as a child. He'd say, "Switch off the TV and go and pick up your book. You'd never get anything from that." Today I truly understand what you meant. I enjoyed going to Miami on our family getaways, the early morning walks to Pulsine, building sandcastles, late nights lying on the bamboo mats, stargazing were a treat for me. In the last 2 years, I saw you daily as you came to play with your last grandson, Arav. Bonding with him brought fond memories of my childhood spent with you and Mama. I am the luckiest girl in the world to have had you in my life. You fought your battle, now it's time to rest. Sweet dreams, my perfect daddy. Until we meet again, I love you and I'm proud of you, the man you were. What a beautiful soul and a role model. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai and Ariel. I would like to call on Harold, his cousin, to just share a few words.
Sitaram, everybody. My name is Harold Choate. I'm Bhim's small cousin from Tablan, Rio Claro. Sharon would have said all the good things already, so I had to cut and fit now. So I had to rethink my thanks. But I could say one thing. I was in Bhim wedding. From Tablan to Manahambre. They married lovely Sandra. As a little boy, I come to wedding with chicken and nice food and things. I soak into those mango on the old sides. You know, those days. And a wonderful wedding. At the wedding, he had 4 wonderful children, all educated, married, living happily, have children, working very hard, and also have good jobs. They get along good with their father-in-law and so on. Wonderful people. Bhim is a man of many, many places or whatever it is. Everybody knew Bhim. Bhim as a man well dressed. I can remember when he went to India and he came back in Trinidad. He said, Harold boy, when I put foot in India, I was a different man. And he did that because he went more in religion, more in yoga. And I can remember he was a man to follow Mahatma Gandhi. And some of Mahabharati principles and goodness, I saw traces of that in him. And he lived that. He was a man involved in agriculture. And he worked very hard. As a keen farmer, buying chicken and so on. As a retired public servant, they call him postman. He managed his time and his life to make his family very happy. And I must say, in any good thing Bhim did, his wife was there with him 100%. Thanks to you. My dear friends, this morning I was in church this morning, and in church I mentioned my cousin died, and most of the elders in church knew him very well. They said, how a good man that could die, because he always healthy and strong and powerful, you know. And I said, well, I hope God is. Also, I went to buy doubles. And they say, your family from Tablan died? I say, yes, Bhim, so I doubles if I come here this morning. My dear friends, I lived here for 5 years to go to school in San Fernando in the early 80s. So I left Rio Claro with cocoa and coffee, hoping I come into the town. When I come Manahambre, I see sugar cane. So I met my match in that regard. But he was loving, he was great. I grew up with the children and so on. And Bhim and his wife treat me really good. Bhim was a good husband, a good father, a good brother, a good sister, no, not sister. I get confused. A good cousin, a good friend. I work in Princeton area. So when they say, where you from? Where from Rio Claro? I said, yeah. Who know in Princeton? I said, Bhim Rampersad. Everybody know him. Lotian, Bodnav, Manahambre, they know him. Even I work in the corporation, they know Bhim Rampersad. Even the councillors. But he was a good activist. Not a politician, I don't camp on him. And nice for that. He was a loving and a great person, Bhim. And I could attest to this. Bhim tried very hard to get a small ground at the back there. You know, he's a company meeting in the corporation and so on. He said, boy, then in the corporation, give me a wrong, you know. But he says, see me, I always work hard for that. And he's getting wrong for them, I think. And he also has some Diwali celebrations here. The last 2 years, I said, Bhim, let go this not going again. Oh, he said, boy, who do it again? You know, and he said, persevere and do it. A wonderful person. My dear friend, as I conclude that thing, he was a great soul, a good soldier, a good friend. And everybody who know him, all the good words. I never heard him cuss in my life. And also, I never seen him drive. But anyway, have a funeral or wedding, and you know, he going, you know. He going, you know, so he was always there for the family. A man of little words, but his presence was so powerful get aware about him. A while ago, I mentioned the word Mahatma Gandhi, and he was a small Mahatma Gandhi in his own way. My dear brothers and sisters, he got sick recently, a healthy, strong man. God alone knows the destination of him. But we must also learn. There must be something that Bhim would have done to inspire us. And that inspiration, we should learn from that and build ourselves and learn to live a good, prosperous, wonderful, loving life. As I conclude, I hope that we rest in peace. To the family, all of us here, may peace, love, joy, and hope stay in your heart. Amen.
Thank you, Harold. We now call on his niece, Leela, to say a few words. She's the daughter of his elder brother, Joe, Uncle Joe.
Thank you, Susie. Sitaram, everyone, and good morning. And as we gather here today, really to celebrate Uncle Law, that's what we call him. You know, we are feeling a little bit sad. What can we say? Condolences, Auntie Sandra, my cousins, Susie, Mikey, Michael, Liz. Right? And as I stand here today, I want to say that Almighty God will be with you all. He will give you that strength and that peace and that comfort and that grace during these hard times. And if we be true to ourselves, you will feel that peace within you right now. It is His peace that will take you all through. And right now, as we are feeling that our heart is broken, and what could we put back there? We can put back our cherished memories of Him, and that is what we all have to do. Whenever you feel like crying, you have some cherished memory that you could bring to your thoughts, and things, it wouldn't be, you'll feel good right away, but it will help. And as I remember Uncle Lowell, and as everyone said, I've never seen him angry, right? He always had this disposition on his face, calm, quiet, but he was strong. He was a strong person. And as Harold said and Susie said, when my dad passed away almost 40 years ago, he was like a father figure to us, a mentor, right? And he was always there and good advice all the time. I have never seen him mad at all. Maybe Susie, but I have never seen him mad. He always had this one look about him all the time. And I don't know if you all know this, but from my memories, he could make a good cassava pole. He could make a good homemade ice cream. And many, many more to that list. I will have to stand here whole day if I have to call out the others. And I want to say at this time that, let us remember the good that he has done. Let us take with us those memories. I remember when I went to school on Friday morning, a teacher passed by my desk and he said, what is wrong with you? What happened to you today? And I told him that my uncle passed away. And so he was asking me from where, and I said, from Manahambre area. And he said, yes, I know that person, and he's in this group, and he's in that group, and all these accolades that we have here today. And in that moment, as I sat there by my desk, I felt happy. Uncle Lowell left a legacy here for all of us, for his children, and for his nieces, nephews, everybody, a nice legacy that we should follow. And as Susie said 3 years ago, when we celebrated his 75th birthday, I remembered that he was spoken glowing, passionate terms about his children all the time. He was so very, very proud of you guys, Susie. And last, I remember Tante Sandra. I never saw her walking in front of him. I never saw her walking at the back of him. I always saw her at his side. You know how they say water and wet is one? Once you say Uncle Lowell, you say Tante Sandra. If you say Tante Sandra, you say Uncle Lowell. And I know she would be going through a hard time, but I know that Almighty God will give her that strength to go through. And as I close, I just want, as I saw on this paper here, those that touch our lives stay in our heart forever. And I want us all to keep Uncle Lowell with us. And on behalf of the cousins who are here and not here, I want to say, Uncle Lowell, we will always love you, and we will miss you dearly.
Thank you, Leela. Davis, on the maternal side of the family, share a few words.
Good morning, everybody. I greet you in Jesus' name, everybody. Truly, what can I say? with Uncle Ben. He was a loving, caring, and responsible person. Responsible to come in this community. He's a respectable person known in this community. You know, and growing up in the same house, we would come, we would look forward for holiday time. You know, we would always sit in the kitchen, not in this house, the older house that there was. And everybody would sit on that kitchen table with two benches on either side. And we would eat together, we would play together. I can remember, you know, when Uncle Bhim was going to the garden, everybody wants to go with him. Why? He would always teach you something. He was a man full of wisdom. And today, standing up here to hear his grandchildren speak, it speaks a lot of the input that he had into their lives, just like in our lives today. You want to say thank God that, you know, as he would go, his body would go, but the memories, the precious memories that he has left us is what will carry us on. And what he has learned, he has taught us. I can remember learning to ride bicycle in cable trace right there. You know, when Don and I would be riding bicycle, say, no, you are riding too fast. 5 minutes afterwards, we understand why Uncle Bhim say you're riding too fast. Because we will have to walk and they will have to go ahead of us because we're tired. You know, in true life, he would teach you the very little things that will carry you through this life today. Uncle Bhim, you're gone, but you will not be forgotten. Today I can safely say you have run your race. You have finished your course. And thank God, in Jesus' name, for the legacy and my God, the manifested blessings that you have bestowed upon our lives. In Jesus.
Thank you, Davis. We have one of Daddy's dear friends who want to share a few words.
I know the time is very limited. I'm a public speaker who's spoken in many parts of the world. So it's almost impossible to, you know, give a good picture of my dear brother. But I want to compliment the sister here for her beautiful eulogy and her children. And all who spoke, I think the minister, yeah, the other guy, and I am requesting if you can put that for me, because I am contemplating writing a book about the post office. I was the President General of the Postal Union, and Bhim was the recording secretary in San Fernando. And I begged Bhim, I said, Bhim, let me put you up to be the General Secretary of the Postal Union. He said, no boy, I had to see about my little cane, I had my family and things. I only first bought the first piece of land. And in fact, sisters and brothers, it'll be surprising to you all. I met Bhim in the 60s by his cousin. They used to call us Sogoy, Karen. Because Karen was married to my brother-in-law. He lived in Canada. I know Jones as well. We went by Jones' shop many times. So I know him a long time. And when he came to the post office, we established a wonderful friendship. All that you all have said here, sisters and brothers, is paying glowing tribute to a man who has excelled in so many fields of human endeavor. Culture and religion are the two greatest aspects of ancient and modern civilization. Bhim embraced those cultures. Bhim, I recall there's only one, I am the only postman from that group of the 60s who's alive. So many have gone. My other two brothers here came after me. But all the good attributes, kindness, appreciation, humanitarianism, altruism, philanthropy, this blessed man was endowed with all these qualities. He is an icon, he was an icon. He has left footprints in the sands of time, sisters and brothers. Footprints in the sands of time, never die. So, On the spiritual side, he walked the streets of Sri Ram. He practiced the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and the Ramayana. So sisters and brothers, apart from his family, Bhim touched the lives of all those who he came into contact with. And the very scriptures say, love your neighbor as yourself. Bhim left no stone unturned in imparting his knowledge and kindness to all those who have met. I know I have to go. I know I have to go because the time is limited. Thank you very much, Panditji, distinguished Panditji, for your edification, spiritual edification. What you have done here is to lead us to divinity. Your main message here today is that to follow in the footprints of God. The blessed Lord and Savior Jesus Christ said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Our brother will see God. So thank you for all them here for my few minutes. May God bless this Atma. I am sure the angels in heaven are waiting for him to enter into that celestial kingdom. Thanks again. May his soul rest in peace.
Thank you very much, Mr. Suku. I think we have one last speaker.
My name is Suki Sinarayan. I have known the late Mr. Bhim Rampersad for the past 38 years. Bhim was in several organizations, Cane Farmers Organization, Crop Farmers Association. I known him to be honest and to be of good character. He was an integral part of the Princeton Farmers Association, which was led by the late Dr. Riza Mohammed. Several projects, Bhim made a lot of contribution to the projects concerning that organization. He was also a member of the Trinidad Island-wide Cane Farmers Association. He was a board member at the General Council. He was also a member of the Magnitude Bonitento Cregnish Princeton Farmers Association for 29 years. He made a lot of contribution to that organization on behalf of the farmers. He was part of the Community Development Division, where they used to have meetings at the Princeton Community Center. He was also a member of that community development, representing Manahambre and the surrounding areas, the people of Manahambre, the farmers, and he was also a member of the Victoria County Agricultural Committee, Ministry of Agriculture. For 3 years, Bhim had dialogue with all these organizations. He had dialogue on behalf of the farmers, even the workers, and the community in general. If I go to point out everything here, it will take me almost an hour to point out the kind of work Mr. Bhim, the late Mr. Bhim Rampersad has done. But I want to leave with a quotation from Dr. Riza Mohammed, the late Dr. Riza Mohammed, what he said about Bhim Rampersad, because there were several meetings held in Bhim, the same place here, Bhim compound. What Dr. Riza said about Bhim is such a quiet person. He will never say no. Preparing the chairs for the meeting, preparing the place, washing down the place, and having the tables and things. Bhim was such a nice person. Even having dialogue with him, he was such a nice individual to deal with. And I myself want to say that Bhim had worked together with many of us and was very efficient, and his character was very good. Right? And I want to extend condolences to the family on behalf of the Princeton Farmers Association and all the other groups which we were part of.
Thank you very much. We have one last request. Yeah.
He was all those things, thank God, but he was my uncle. He was Uncle Lord, not just a title uncle, he was really an uncle. He was like the glue that held this family together. He would say, we go in Noha Road, and then they would just call up everybody and we would gather. You know, when I was born, he went to register me, and my name was supposed to be Barmani, but they put it as Bimini. So I carried that legacy, and you know what? He died on my birthday. This is my uncle. Thank you.
To all the wonderful family and friends, well-wishers, we're ever so grateful to each and every one of you who came each night, brought so many things, your love and support. It was so kind of you to take time today, Sunday, from your busy schedule to celebrate the life of a truly blessed and wonderful soul. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. I hand over now to Pandaji. She want to say something? Oh, you want to sing? Okay. Auntie Patsy? We have a bhajan now by Auntie Patsy.
I wouldn't say anything much about them because everybody said everything. So I will sing something for him. छोड़ चले आज हमारे राम अयोध्या छोड़ चले आज हमारे राम अयोध्या छोड़ चले बनवासी बनराज जुलारे सबसे नाता छोड़ चले मुख मोर चले आज हमारे राम अयोध्या छोड़ चले राम का सेवक बनकर लक्ष्मण जैसा भाई चले जान के बन कर अपना प्रीतम के नर नारी बचपन के सबका मन अपनाता छोड़ चले मुख मोर चले आज हमारे राम अयोध्या छोड़ चले जैसे बचरी चिंजाने पर देखा करते गया वैसे ही रो रो कर देखी राम लखन को मैया माया ममता महल मोहनी सबसे नाता छोड़ चले मुख मोर चले आज हमारे राम अयोध्या छोड़ चले लक्ष्मण बिना महल है सोना सीता बिना रसोई राम बिना है सुनी अयोध्या सारी प्रजा रोई छोड़ के गलियों का चूसे नाटा छोड़ चले मुख मोड़ चले आज हमारे राम अयोध्या छोड़ चले आज हमारे राम अयोध्या छोड़ चले.
Our devotees, so much was said. Nothing is left to say about David. One thing I forgot to mention, he was also the secretary treasurer of Bhai Rama and Gopal. We still have the books at home. Although we haven't had a meeting for a very long time, we have all this, whatever. So I now, please stand. Let's all clasp our hands. I now invite all of you to pray whatever you can as we ask the blessings upon the soul of the departed. Om Hiranyagarbha Purusha Vyakta Swarupine Asya Pretasya Mokshar Suprita Bhav Sarvada Anadi Nidhano Deva Shankasya Gadadhara Achai Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Pradobhava Preta Moksha Pradobhava Preta Moksha Pradobhava Pita Swarga Pata Dharma Pita Hi Paramantapa Pittadi Priti Mapanne Priyante Sarvadevata Priyante Sarvadevata Priyante Sarvadevata Om Tat Sat Om Tat Sat Om Tat Sat. Bolo Shri Aryama Bhagwan ki. Alright, I'll give you all 5 minutes for viewing, those who wish to view the body. Then after we'll be leaving to go to the crematorium ground.
Yeah, he was up there.
है 2 दिन का मेला